2nd and 3rd of May 2023 with the Lovelocks in Sunninghill. Rough cut photo trail, and I'll start with the standard introduction. And here we go, 22 Armitage Court, warning signs about our cat, yes, armed mice, where GPS was tested, this spot from the late 1980s. And down the bottom here is the lovely bit of garden sculpture that June gave Robin for his birthday present last year. Down our front drive, my old car with the plates, yes, and the website that's been there for a good few decades now. Trackers, yeah, robot boat in the back. Trackers being tested. Cat forts. Other videos have got more on this, but some people would be amused by the armed mice, and that's where cats have been known to hang out. Guard cats. Don't know if you might get a glimpse of one. So coming through the front door, and before that, one of the background activities is Snoopy's robot boat. Other videos have got more detail, but basically he survived 6 weeks trying to cross the Atlantic last year and is being prepared. And in the last few days we're gathering together the necessary bits, including paint, to repair him. Yes, lots of signs everywhere, and probably, oh, I'll point out the camper for those who haven't seen it. Here's Toady. He's a guard cat. Hello, Toady. So what are you up to? Patrolling the premises, I guess, just for a change. Makes a change from leaving dead mice and all that. Yes, and this camper was used for transport of Snoopy's robot boat last year down for his Atlantic attempt. And there's the battle damage. June said Robin did it. Robin said the wall did it, but the wall is okay. Then before we go into the house, there's warning signs everywhere. This is a matter of health and safety, because apart from the cameras, you've got to be aware of water squirters and you've got to read the small print. So I've done the health and safety stuff. So now into the house, and Samantha normally works from home over in that corner. June might be rustling up some lunch soon. Well, I'm doing all this hard work, and of course there'll be tennis on the television, just for a change. And through into the lounge, and now what I'm going to go into are 2 photo trails. The first is from yesterday, that has a commentary, and the second is just a tour of the garden, well, and the bottom of the house, which some people would say was so that criminals could case the joints, but it's very practical from the point of view of if we're looking for handymen, and we are, there's lots and lots of work to be done. So, and perhaps I should hasten to add, I spend most of my time on hobbies and charity, but occasionally tinkering around with a few other things. So into the photo trail from yesterday, 6 minutes, and then there'll be an even longer one. And I warn you, it's a long photo trail. Tuesday the 2nd of May 2023, 6-minute photo trail showing events on that day, including meeting up with friends who worked at Ferranti and in the pub, and picking up materials like paint, and visits by surprise from our friends, and June playing tennis, of course, and me learning how to use a different camera. It starts with Toady leaving a present on the mat, a dead mouse. Bentley's there, of course, as well. And this looks like June taking me first of all to the pub for the meet-up, but we used it as an opportunity to check out the trackers. And here we are at the pub, meeting up with the Franti guys, and June goes off with the car to do the big shop. I enjoy lunch with my ex-Ferranti friends, and of course anybody interested could see where the trackers are, depending on whether they're on me, and I did take one with me. So then we leave the pub, and when we get home we just check that the trackers work. I do a bit of work in the garden, not very much though. Toadie relaxes. The boat has now got, it needs paint, so we said, right, let's see about getting some paint, and we found a place just around the corner, the paint shack, and we're able to visit there. And yeah, maybe another time, but they didn't have what we're looking for in stock, so we thought we'd try Shepperton Marina. And yes, June used the sat nav to make it a bit easier to find quickly, and we got there, Shepperton Marina. Didn't take long to find the correct place, which is the chandlery, and yes, that is the route, and that's the paint, International Perfection Snow White. So very pleased at that, and that means I've got the material now to do a bit more work on Snoopy's boat for this year's Atlantic attempt. And so we make our way home. Yes, there's Bentley from opposite on guard duty. Hello, Bentley. And add this to the other stuff showing what we're doing. And yes, there's Bentley guarding a couple of the trackers, including Spot. And that's our route to Lyndon Lewis Chandlery. That's on the trackers. So that's the Spot tracker, the one that's going into the Snoopy's robot boat. There it is. And that's the one that we're experimenting with to see what it can do. And that's the Go Top tracker. And that seems to be working well as well. Yep, that looks good. And that is the detailed track from it, which we're hoping might be available publicly rather than having to log in. But that works well. And then my personal tracker, which shows where I've gone on foot. And of course I've been playing around with those for years. Same product. Tracking is caring. Nice logo. June looking at tennis. Me messing around with finding out how to use the camera, not just the operating of it, but other things like downloading files and all the rest of it, in order to, for example, put photo trails like this together. So it looks as though I'm getting the hang of it. So then we get a surprise visit from the Bansalls in our village, and an Indian friend who was visiting. What a surprise that was. So take a few pictures. They took lots of pictures and video and made them very welcome, and the timing was good because June was just about to go off to tennis, but we had time to show them around, switch the website pages to a language which they will recognise. Closed circuit TV here shows them leaving, and June is off for social tennis in the evening. And that's the car she should have used, her car, but she took mine because it was more convenient. So I went back to various things like finding out how to download photos from the camera, checking yes, that's where June is, at the tennis club. Few things we showed, like frogs that the Indians just love, and they get back from tennis, so they're watching it on the television. Boring. I sit in the naughty corner with the closed circuit TV, put the peanuts out. That's me on the closed circuit TV, and that's the end of this photo trail. Wednesday, 3rd of May 2023 photo trail. This lasts about less than 8 minutes. Starts when I got up, and left a message for June related to my shirts, and thought I'd take 1 or 2 snaps outside, including Toadie sleeping in the porch in the sunshine. Did I say porch? The fort. And this is the trail of photos. A lot of the material is stuff that you'd have seen in the introduction, but as photos. Yes, the garden sculpture from June, and then gradually coming down the drive, and the robot boat with work going on it when I have the chance, battle damage on the camper, bits ready for work on the boat, and of course there are never enough hours in the day. Oh yeah, walling signs. Difference is these are still photos. Going into the games room and then out into the back garden, and this is most of the photo trail. I thought I'd grab the chance, weather's good, and at least it gives you a snapshot of what the state of Air Place is now. That's the chewing air area, so I fixed those mirrors recently. There's no end of jobs on the go. There's the thermometer, nice old-fashioned thermometer. Yes, it's really hot in the UK at this time. And bird perched in front of me on the fountain. That's a bit blurred, that picture. That's a better one. Still getting used to the camera. And pictures around the pond. Yeah, sorry about the unfortunate sculpture there. And frogs. I know some of our Indian friends just love. Yeah, another one there. So gradually working around the garden. June's greenhouse, been there for years. Around the back, inside the greenhouse, a little bit of work been done on that recently. Then back down the garden past my telescope, haven't been able to do anything with that for a while. Just too many jobs. Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's plant we love from Sicily. And then worked our way down around the back of the top pond, where of course there's a background job been going on that when I've had a chance. And then looking down at the bottom pond that ducks might, and yes, the gunnerer. One of the gunnerers coming along nicely around the back of the bottom pond, and the corner, another gunnerer growing there, looking back towards the bottom pond, and then round the back of the garden. Yes, a lot of bluebells are coming up nicely. Working our way round to the corner where there's the compost heap. Lots of work to be done. Just a matter of when there's a chance to do it and if we can get any help. Lots of rubbish to be thrown away, taken to the dump. And of course we've got places to put tools now. It's really a question of putting things in the right place. So there we go. Any handymen available? The only thing is I pay very little, if anything. It's usually return of favours. Yeah, the bug palaces, bit of repair work needed on one or two, but most of them are doing nicely. For all I know, the hedgehogs might be living in one of those. It's another. Yeah, into the laboratory. Again, lots of space created with cupboards and things, and it's a matter of having the time to put the things away, a lot of that stuff. Yeah, that's the time in GMT on that. Yeah, some memories, including Sunninghill and various other linked subjects. Yes, electronic stuff. So working out of the summer house and round to the workshop area. So places to hang tools up. A lot of tools have got to be sorted out and put in the right place. And that was a recent work. I've just got the paint to do that properly. And so we're now a little corner between the greenhouse and the workshop. Little wildlife corner perhaps. So working my way up from that out into the back garden again towards the telescope and round to our rear patio overlooking the top pond. Oh yes, I've got some of that on my foot, that sticky stuff, I'm not sure what the plant's called. Then back into the house. Yes, the games room. Certainly a lot of tidy up to go there, but the main thing is when you tidy it up, we've got to put it in the right place. Whenever you see a clock, you can see what the time is, so you've got an idea of the time this was shot in. Memories of our holidays in Italy, including interest in named places like Bugger You. Into the kitchen, and that is quite transformed from what it was for the last 2 or 3 years. Memories of Caro and looking up antennas through there into my study. And June's back from tennis and Samantha's back. Yeah, both came back together. Oh, she says, what's on your feet? Oh dear, what am I going to do about that? Let June decide what waste bin it should go into. Into my study, probably to kick off some video processing related to this stream of pictures, and then into the lounge. Yes, corner near the closed circuit TV. And what comes next? Looking at, oh yes, the magazine, church magazine. Lovely. And what are we looking at there? Yes, an important sign inside the lounge. Samantha back doing a bit of work. June looks like rustling up some food. Toadie relaxing now indoors. Yes, I'm having my lunch. And that is pretty well it, I think. I warned you it'd be a long photo trail, so it only remains to say, look after yourselves, stay safe, and enjoy what days we have.